Welcome everybody to a look at a brand new release from Indicator. Now this isn't technically released until the 24th of July of 2023, but for some reason I've been given it early. So yeah, we're looking at 1948's Night Has a Thousand Eyes. So yeah, this is from 1948, directed by John Farrow, who also did the really rather fantastic The Big Clock, as well as His Kind of Woman, Calcutta, Alias Nick Beale, A Bullet Is Waiting, and Plunder of the Sun. So this is now my seventh film that I've seen from him. And yeah, it's a mix of horror, drama, and film noir with a dash of supernatural on top of it. And yeah, it clocks in at 81 minutes long. Stars Edward G. Robinson. Now, this is the 14th film I've seen from him so far, so I'm not going to name everything, but standout films are the likes of The Sea Wolf, The Whole Town's Talking, Little Caesar, and Key Largo. Also stars Gail Russell, who was also in Calcutta, so yeah, John Farrell liked to use her at least a couple of times. It also stars John Lund, who was in A Foreign Affair and No Man of Her Own, which again is another fantastic film noir. So yeah, when heiress Jean Cortland attempts suicide, her fiance Elliot Carson probes her relationship with John Triton. In flashback, we see how stage mentalist Triton starts having terrifying flashes of true precognition. His partner, Whitney Cortland, uses Triton's talent to make money, but Triton's inability to prevent what he foresees causes him to break up the act and become a hermit. Years later, Triton has new visions and desperately tries to prevent tragedies in the Cortland family. So, yeah, this is overall a highly engrossing mix of genres that has an excellent lead performance from Edward G. Robinson and plenty of tension, especially in its final act when he's trying to prevent, a really rather serious precognition. And yeah, the supporting cast is also really good. The plot is well constructed. The sense of doom is palpable. The score is solid. It is shot well, and the character interactions are written effectively, even if its short running time does mean characterization is generally skipped over. But yeah, still a really, really good release, especially since I am, like I said, a massive fan of Edward G. Robinson. And director John Farrell has also done several films that I've enjoyed. So yeah, to get another one from both of those is also a good thing as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, there's no reversible sleeve artwork on this, but you can reverse the sleeve so you don't have to have the pesky rating on it. So yeah, don't have to deal with any of that spoiling the artwork, which is nice enough. And yeah, the disc is printed, which is decent. And yeah, it's got a whole host of extras on the disc, and it's a 2021 restoration from a 2K scan, so it's not a bang up to date restoration by any means, but still, that's better than nothing. And yeah, it's got audio commentary with authors and critics Glenn Kenny and Ferran Smith name from this year. Between Heaven and Earth from this year, writer and film programmer Tony Raines discusses the career of director John Farrell, which would be interesting, especially since I've been a fan of several of his films. So yeah, all for that. You've got seven screen directors: Playhouse, Night Has a Thousand Eyes, radio play adaptation introduced and directed by Farrell, and starring Edward G. Robinson and William Demarest. Reprising their film roles. You got Suspense, The Man Who Thought He Was Edward G. Robinson, playful original radio play tapping into Robinson's distinctive persona, starring the man himself. You got Image Gallery, you got new and improved English subtitles, and yeah, we get a 40-page booklet with this limited edition. So there's two of the cast members there, and that's probably a behind the scenes shot there. So yeah, in the booklet itself, you've got your cast and your crew. And then you've got Edward G. Robinson. The G stood for Something and So Did He by Jill Blake from this year. So yeah, a quote from Edward G. Robinson is here: "Some people have youth, some have beauty, I have menace." Because yeah, Edward G. Robinson was hardly a looker. He was never going to be the the leading romantic man, but he's a excellent actor, and none of his 14 films that I've seen him in have been a letdown whatsoever. And then you've got Young Mr. Lund Makes Screen Love Divinely by Wanda Hale from 1948. So columnist Wanda Hale profiled star John Lund for the New York Daily News, centering on his screen persona as a romantic lead. You've also got shots from the film included. So yeah, and then you got Gail Russell, rediscovered after Roll Trouble Rumors by Edward Scalenut. That was from 1949. So yeah, although she was a popular star, Gail Russell struggled with the pressures of fame, leading to her reliance on alcohol. She had started drinking to calm her nerves during her early career, which began at just 19 years old. Producers complained that Russell was difficult, and she frequently either refused roles or was fired. A few months after the release of Night Has a Thousand Eyes, she was profiled by Edward Skelner of the Los Angeles Times. Probably butchering his name, but oh well. Then you've got Scripter Finds Regular Paycheck, Morale Builder from 1948. The screenplay for Night Has a Thousand Eyes was adapted from Cornell Woolrich's 1945 novel, originally published under the name George Hopley by British playwright Barry Lyndon, aka Alfred Agar, and American novelist turned screenwriter Jonathan Latminer. And in this interview with Latminer from the Los Angeles Daily News, the in-demand writer talks about his recent projects, including several films for Jon Favreau. So, yeah, I might well have seen other films from the scriptwriter, having seen several of Jon Favreau's films now, but, you know, unlikely to know those off by heart. And then you got the critical response from the Time. Seems to be relatively positive from the Time, to be honest. And you got a black and white version of the poster there. And yeah, like I said, it's had a 2K HD, a 2K scan of its 35mm fine grain print in 2021 with a Universal's HD restoration created from that. And yeah, the film's original mono soundtrack was remastered at the same time. So yeah, like I said, it's not a bang up to date restoration, but the film still looks pretty good. Although there is a fair bit of hissing to the audio tracks. So yeah, if that's something that's going to annoy you, then this film might not be for you. But still, really, really good film. 4 out of 5. The restoration still looks good, even if the sound isn't perfect. Like I said, there is some hissing going on in there. But still, overall, a really, really good film. And yeah, one that, although I was expecting it to be more horror orientated in terms of its, execution, it's still really, really well done. And yeah, a bit of an oddity from the time, given its mix of genres, but still one that overall works. So yeah, this is one of 3 films that have been released by Indicator for the month of July. I will be reviewing the other 2, The Song of Songs and Thunderbolt. So yeah, look forward to seeing those. But nonetheless, thank you for watching. If you've seen this film before, then I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. But nonetheless, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.